G'day cobbers, welcome to the Coin Cover channel. Right, let's get one thing straight up. This is absolutely not financial advice. I'm not your money guy, right? This is just a fair dinkum look at what's under the bonnet of the two biggest names in crypto, so you can actually get your head around them. Alright, day cobbers, let's talk. We're going to have a yarn about the two kings of crypto. Now look, everyone and their dog has heard of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but most people think they're pretty much the same thing, two sides of the same coin. Well, that's not quite right. Today, we're going to have a proper yarn and set the record straight on what these two are really all about. So that really leads us to the big question we're tackling today. Are they even competitors? I mean, is this like Ford versus Holden, a classic Aussie rivalry? Or are they playing on completely different footy fields, chasing different goals altogether? Stick around, because the answer, well, it might just surprise you. Okay, look, if you remember just one thing from this entire explainer, make it this slide. This is the core idea, the simplest way to get your head around it. On one side, you've got Bitcoin. Think of it as digital gold. It's like a digital bar of gold locked away in the most secure vault on the planet. Its whole job is to just sit there and be valuable. Simple. Then, on the other hand, you've got Ethereum, the world's computer. This thing is like a giant decentralized computer that anyone, anywhere can build stuff on. It's a platform. It's not just money. Two totally different things. Right, so let's dig into that first one, Bitcoin, the digital gold. We're going to take a look at the original digital money. So yeah, let's start with the big kahuna, the OG Bitcoin. We'll pop the hood and have a proper look at what makes this thing tick and exactly why people call it digital gold. So where did this thing even come from? Well, Bitcoin was born out of the absolute schmozzle of the 2008 financial crisis. Some mysterious bloke, or maybe a group of them, called Satoshi Nakamoto, basically said, right, stuff the banks, let's make a form of money that doesn't need them. The original goal, right, was a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, just money you could send directly to your mate. But over time, it's really found its feet as something else, a super secure store of value, a place to park your wealth. And this is maybe the most important thing to understand about Bitcoin. 21 million. That's it. That's the lot. No more will ever be made. Full stop. Unlike our Aussie dollars, where the government can just fire up the money printers whenever they feel like it, no one, and I mean no one, can ever make more Bitcoin. This hard cap is what makes it so incredibly scarce. It's built right into the code. So how is that scarcity enforced? Well, this is how. It's this brilliant little mechanism called the halving. As you can see, every 4 years, like absolute clockwork, the amount of new Bitcoin being created gets chopped clean in half. It's like a gold mine where the veins of gold just get harder and harder to find over time. The supply tap is slowly but surely being turned off. It's a massive, massive part of its design. Okay, enough about Bitcoin for a sec. Let's talk about the challenger, Ethereum, the world's computer. This is more than just money. It's a whole platform. And as you'll see, this is a completely different beast altogether. Yeah, if Bitcoin is that simple, beautiful gold bar, then Ethereum, mate, it's a massive, bustling city full of factories and shops. So what's the secret sauce? What's the magic of Ethereum? It's this thing here, the smart contract. Now, the best way to think about this is like a high-tech vending machine. The rules of the deal are written directly into the code. If you do this, then I'll do that. So if you put the right money in, the machine automatically gives you your can of Coke. There's no shopkeeper, there's no need for a lawyer or a banker to oversee the deal. It just works all by itself. No middleman needed. And using these smart contracts, developers have gone absolutely bananas. I mean, what can you build? Well, you can build entire new financial systems, DeFi, they call it, for lending and trading, completely cutting out the big banks. You've got NFTs, non-fungible tokens, which is just a fancy way of proving you're the dinky-D owner of some digital stuff, like art or a collectible. And get this, they're even building entire companies, DAOs, that are run by code and community votes instead of a CEO. And it's all happening on the Ethereum platform. Now, remember how we said Bitcoin has that fixed supply? Well, Ethereum is different, but it has its own very clever trick for scarcity. Here's how it works. Every time the network gets busy, you have to pay a fee, right? Well, part of that fee, what they call the base fee, it gets destroyed. It gets burned. Poof, gone forever. It doesn't go to anyone. So think about it. If the network gets really, really popular and loads of fees are being paid, you can actually get to a point where more ETH is being destroyed than is being created. The total supply can actually start to shrink. Pretty clever, eh? Okay, so we know what they are.
But how the bloody hell are they kept safe? How are they kept honest without a bank or a government in charge? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Let's have a squiz at the two very different ways they do it. Proof of work versus proof of stake.
Okay, let's break this down. For Bitcoin, it's all about something called proof of work. To participate, you have these miners with seriously powerful computers, and they're all competing to solve these ridiculously hard puzzles. How does that make it secure? Well, it uses so much energy, it's just too bloody expensive for anyone to attack it. It's security through brute force. Ethereum, on the other hand, switched to proof of stake. Here you have validators who lock up a chunk of their own ETH as collateral, like a security deposit. The security comes from the fact that if they try any funny business, their deposit gets slashed. They lose their money. It's security through financial pain. Big difference.
And just have a Captain Cook at this bar chart. I mean, crikey, the difference in energy use is absolutely staggering. It's not even in the same ballpark. When Ethereum made that switch to proof of stake, its energy use dropped by over 99%. To put it in Aussie terms, one is a gas-guzzling V8 ute, and the other one, well, it's a bloody electric scooter. A stark contrast for sure.
So this quote really sums it up nicely. Proof of work, that's Bitcoin. It trades efficiency for security. And proof of stake, Ethereum, it trades a bit of centralization risk for efficiency. What does that mean in plain English? Well, Bitcoin chooses rock-solid, time-tested security above everything else. Yeah, it's slow, yeah, it's hungry for power, but it's built like a brick dunny. Ethereum chooses to be fast and efficient, but there's a worry that because you need a fair bit of money to participate, it might let the big, rich players get too much control down the track. It's a trade-off. There's no free lunch.
All right, so we're looking at two different beasts, mate. It's not really a competition, it's a choice. Let's bring it all home and put the pieces together and figure out what all this actually means for the average Joe and Jill trying to make sense of it. So here's the final takeaway, the big summary. At the end of the day, they really aren't direct competitors because they're built for two completely different jobs. You've got Bitcoin, the digital gold. Its value comes from its unbreakable, predictable scarcity. Its job is to be the most secure vault in human history. Simple. Then you have Ethereum, the world computer. Its value comes from its utility, from all the stuff you can build on it. Its job is to run all these new applications. So you see, one is a bet on a new kind of money, and the other is a bet on a whole new kind of internet. So that leaves the question for you, doesn't it? The unbreakable vault or the city of the future? What do you find more compelling? Is it the idea of an unbreakable vault to protect your hard-earned cash from inflation? Or is it the vision of a whole new digital world built on programmable money and open platforms? There's no right answer here, mate. It could both succeed, but I'm keen to hear what you reckon, so let me know down in the comments. Look, if you got something out of this and things are a bit clearer now, do me a solid, will ya? Give the explainer a like and make sure you subscribe to the Coin Cupboard channel for more straight-up, jargon-free crypto breakdowns just like this one. Stay safe out there, cobbers. Cheers!